What if the story of your death had already been written, years before it happened? Imagine opening a book and seeing your own name again and again, a historian describing battles you have not yet fought, and a death that may still be waiting for you in the future. That is exactly the terrifying situation Jamie Fraser may now be facing. The trailer for Outlander Season 8 Episode 2 gives us a quiet but powerful moment that could change everything. Jamie sits in bed reading a book written by Frank Randall, a historian who studied the past in great detail. But this is not just any history book. Inside its pages, Jamie's life and possibly his death has already been recorded. And if the book is correct, then the peace Jamie has been trying so hard to protect may soon be shattered by war once again. But the most disturbing part is this. The book talks about a battle where Jamie might die, yet it does not mention the men who usually fight beside him. So what really happens to Jamie Fraser? Is he truly meant to die in the coming battle? Or is something even darker waiting for him before that day arrives? Let's break down the first major moment from the trailer and what it could mean for Jamie's fate. Section 1. Jamie reads the book that predicts his death. Trailer for the next episode opens with a calm but very heavy moment. Jamie Fraser is sitting quietly, reading the book that Brianna brought back from the future. This book is called The Soul of a Rebel, and it was written by Frank Randall, Claire's first husband. At first, the scene may seem simple. Jamie is lying in bed, turning the pages slowly while Claire sits beside him. But the meaning of this moment is far deeper than it appears. This is not just a normal book about history. This book contains Jamie's life and possibly his death. Frank Randall spent many years studying the past and writing about important events. During the American Revolution, during his research, he discovered many records about Jamie Fraser. In fact, Jamie's name appears more than 14 times in the book. That alone shows how important Jamie was in the events that shaped history. But there is one part of the book that clearly disturbs Jamie. It speaks about a future battle, and it suggests that Jamie may die there. As Jamie reads the pages, he shares something worrying with Claire. He explains that the book talks about a battle, but does not mention any of the men who usually fight with him. This detail immediately catches Claire's attention. Jamie says that he cannot imagine going into battle without the men who have stood beside him for years. These men are not just soldiers, they are friends, family, and people he deeply trusts. So why would the book describe a battle involving Jamie, but not mention any of them? Claire gives a quiet and thoughtful response. She says that maybe they are not mentioned because Jamie never actually fights beside them in that battle. Her words may sound simple, but they carry a very heavy meaning. If Jamie does not fight with his men, then something must happen before the battle even begins. When Jamie hears this, his face shows a small but clear look of worry. It is the kind of expression that tells us he is starting to realize how dangerous this situation truly is. For Jamie, this book is not just history, it is a warning. And the warning is about something that has not happened yet. This moment becomes even more powerful when we remember what Jamie said in the previous episode. After years of fighting in wars, losing friends, and nearly dying more than once, Jamie finally made a decision. He said he was done with war, he wanted peace. He wanted to stay at Fraser's Ridge with Claire and his family, far away from the violence that had followed him for most of his life. Jamie had already paid a very heavy price for the wars he fought before. He almost died during one battle, and he nearly lost Claire as well. Those experiences changed him deeply. That is why he promised himself that he would never return to war again, unless there was absolutely no other choice. But now this book is telling a different story. According to the pages written by Frank Randall, Jamie Fraser will become involved in another major battle, the Battle of Kings Mountain. This battle is one of the most important moments in the American Revolution. It was a real historical event where Patriot forces fought against Loyalist troops. Many men died during that battle, and it played a key role in shaping the future of the war. In real history, around 28 Patriot soldiers died during the fight. And this is where the mystery becomes even more intense. Could Jamie be one of those men? If Frank's book is correct, then Jamie's future may already be set. History may already know the moment when his life will end, but there is another possibility that the trailer quietly hints at. What if Jamie does not die during the battle itself? What if something happens before the battle even begins? Remember what Jamie said earlier in the scene. The book does not mention his men fighting beside him. That small detail could mean that Jamie never reaches the battlefield at all. Instead, his death might come earlier, during the dangerous events leading up to the battle. And when we think about the other parts of the trailer, one possible reason begins to appear. a new and mysterious man has entered the story. His name is Charles Cunningham. At first, Cunningham seems calm and friendly. He even claims that he is finished with war and wants peace. But something about his behavior feels strange and unsettling. In fact, someone in the trailer even warns Jamie that Cunningham is dangerous, so dangerous that Jamie might have to kill him first. If this conflict grows stronger, it could place Jamie directly in the path of someone who wants him gone. And if that happens, the book may not tell the full story of what really happened to Jamie Fraser. Because history books often record the final result of events, but they rarely show every detail that led up to them. Jamie could be heading toward a battle that history remembers, but the real danger might come long before that day arrives. As Jamie closes the book and looks at Claire, one thing becomes very clear. The future is no longer a mystery, it is written on the pages in front of him, and if those pages are correct, then Jamie Fraser may soon be walking toward the most dangerous moment of his life. But the question still remains, can Jamie change a future that has already been written, or is his fate already sealed in the pages of history?